The key to efficient sharpening is to be able to do it quickly and easily. Sharpening is not something that you're supposed to plan on doing next Tuesday night. You do it as soon as you need to be doing it. Okay, so to do this, I use a honing guide, and I use a side clamping honing guide because it holds it all the time. It'll hold it square and securely. So the Eclipse style honing guides I find to be the best, and the original Eclipse guide, which is this one here, has been out of production for years. The newer Eclipse type have been widely available, and they're very inexpensive. And then the Lie-Nielsen honing guide is an excellent tool, machined very well, and that's also another choice. The problem with the newer Eclipse type guides is as you put pressure on the screw here, the middle of the guide humps up a little bit, so it doesn't hold the plane iron as flat as it should. So I have this small straight edge that I made, and I'll put it into the new guide, tighten it up a little bit, and then you can see what's gonna happen here. So I put this in here and tighten that up, and I should be able to see that the center of this in the middle here has raised up. It has humped up a little bit, and I have a gap at the ends. So if I put a plane iron in here, it's only going to sit on the center here, and it could rock, or it could be inconsistent. So if you take a look at it there, as you look at this, you can see there's a little bit of light showing through the straight edge on the ends, where in the middle it's not, it's sitting on there. So you want the tool to be secure on the ends and hollow out the center a little bit. So to remove the material quickly and efficiently, I use a file that's specifically designed for aluminum, and this is available from McMaster-Carr or some of the other machinist supply houses. You could use a regular mill bastard file, but it would clog up quickly and you would just spend a lot of time cleaning out the teeth. Not a big deal. This one just works a little bit better, and it was not expensive. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take a marker and I'll mark there. And I'm going to take all of the material here away, and I'm not going to touch here or here. Put that in a machinist vise to do that. And when you do this, you want to open it up wide so that the file, you have plenty of room to work. Okay. So when I'm filing the middle out of here, what I'm looking to make sure that I'm doing, I'm keeping it flat. I'm doing one side at a time, and I'm making sure that I don't let the file hit into the edge there, because that's where the plane iron has to seat. So what I'm actually trying to do is remove material out of the middle so that the plane iron only seats along the edge, and the middle can't lift it up when it's tightened. Okay, so let's see how that works. Okay. So I still see a gap on this side here, which means I have to take a little bit more off of here. But the other side looks pretty good. Okay, let's see what that did. Okay, that's a lot better. So this one looks good. I could even go a little bit farther and make a little bit of a hollow, take a little bit more out of the middle there and hollow that out a little bit. And I might do that later on. But this is certainly a lot better than as it came out of the package. Okay, the second modification that you can make to improve this a little bit is on the lower level of the guide, which is designed for holding chisels. And if you look at the original one, as it comes from the package, this V is very tight, and it makes it so that it only holds narrow chisels well, but a thicker or a tapered chisel. Like this, it has a hard time. So this is a little narrow here, so I can make that a little bit wider, and you can see on this one I've done that, and I've filed this so that the V is longer, and it'll hold this thicker chisel a little bit more securely and a little bit more easily, okay? So the modification that I'm going to make to the lower level here is to make this V longer, and so I'm going to file that. And one of the things to remember on these style jigs is that one side is straight, the other side is curved, and that's by design. It's supposed to be straight here, curved here, and that means that it's a single point contact in the middle there, pushing against the straight edge. So you need to maintain that as you are filing this. So I'm going to take it back to the vise, and we're going to use the same file. And I want to point out that I want to make sure that I'm not hitting the underside of this lip. Okay, the chisel registers against that lip, and if I mess it up, then it won't work as well. So I'm going to file here. And what I've done is I've put blue tape on one face of the file, so I'm going to be using the edge here, and I want to make this safe so it doesn't cut that. So that's what I got there, and I'm ready to go. So, double check, make sure that you're keeping it straight. And I get some ridges here from the file because it's so coarse. That doesn't bother me a whole lot though. Okay, so I'm going to go a little bit more here. It's almost done on this side. I'm just bringing the V down a little bit closer to the bars there. Okay, so I'm going to just double check this and see that it looks straight, and I can always come back to it again if I feel that I need to. So now I'm going to do the other side, and the other side has the curve. So this is the same as I did before, just realizing that I have to keep that curve going. And so you start out the same way, but curve the thing. Keep checking your work. So let's see how that looks. And I have the curve there. And it looks like it should do a decent job. So let's see how it holds this chisel. And that's definitely holding that chisel well, holding it securely. So I'm going to go with that.